The mountains swallowed them in white. Wind tore at fur and fabric. A small Eevee pressed close as the world narrowed to cold and breath. Her trainer's hand trembled, fingers numb, eyes clouded. Eevee leaned into warmth like a vow, refusing to leave as strength slowly faded into the night. Blizzard screams around them. Visibility vanished. Each breath burned. They had no shelter, no fire, and time slipped like snow through tiny paws and hope. When the rucksack tore open, 3 stones tumbled free, small, luminous, and impossible. They spun across the white like falling stars that seemed alive now. Each gem held a quiet song, ember gold, ocean blue, and crackling amber light. They pulsed faintly, as if remembering warmth and thunder and distant summer rain. Eevee's ears flicked, a tug inside, not hunger, not fear, but possibility, pure and aching. 3 futures hummed, like distant bells calling her forward softly. The firestone burned softly, a held sunrise in glass. Its glow smelled of campfires and courage, whispering of heat, movement, fierce transformation, and renewal. The water stone shimmered like a trapped tide, cool and patient. Inside it swirled rivers and rain, the promise of healing and flowed gentleness returning. The thunderstone sparked with quicksilver light, crackling with restless energy. It sang of speed, sudden choices, electric courage, and bright, sharp change ready now. All 3 voices braided into a dangerous promise. Eevee felt their pull like hands on the heart, each whispering a different tomorrow full of risk. The trainer exhaled a shallow breath and smiled through pain. Trust sat heavy in their palm, an unspoken asking to stay for only a moment. Eevee answered with a thin, urgent cry, not choosing yet, only promising presence. Its small body trembled, but its eyes were resolute and ready always. Eevee sat between the stones, a heartbeat of stillness. Each stone drew closer in memory and longing, but none erased the other's promise or need. Images flickered, a hand lifting Eevee after a fall, shared laughter by a stream, a quiet shelter under stars. Love threaded every fear away softly. The wind redoubled, ice slicing the air. Time narrowed. Eevee counted breaths like seconds and felt the world tilt toward loss, but refused to yield. Something older than choice rose in Eevee. Loyalty that wasn't a strategy, but a pulse. It would not leave this person alone, come what may. In one small motion, Eevee pressed its muzzle to all 3 stones, all at once. There was no division, only a single pleading touch shared. A thin light threaded through fur and paw, a cool shimmer that warmed instantly. Hope, fragile and bright, flickered at their center and held firm. Light swelled like tidewater. The stone songs braided, notes weaving into a living shield that rose around the pair, soft as a mother's breath steady. Snow met gold and stopped, beads of ice melting before the glow. The barrier held back the blizzard with patient, impossible warmth, saving them both. Eevee's eyes reflected a dawn-sized light, tears mixed with snow on whiskers. It watched the trainer breathe and felt bravery, like warmth safe for now. The stones unraveled into ribbons of color, ember, tide, and lightning braided into one current. They didn't vanish so much as become promise itself completely. Around them a low hum settled, not frightening but protective. It sounded like distant bells and hearth warmth combined, an old lullaby of safety and belonging. Within the circle, time slowed and breaths deepened. The trainer's fever calmed. Color returned like seedlings to winter-bare soil, and a quiet hope took root. Far off, human voices cut the white like lanterns. Search ropes whispered and boots scuffed. Someone kept calling the trainer's name nearer with every step. A rescuer's light painted the air gold. They stopped at the rim, eyes wide with disbelief, then knelt, offering warmth without question and careful hands. Eevee rose, small and fierce, placing itself between wind and rescuer. It would not relinquish its watch until hands lifted the trainer safe and home. Light folded back into gentle threads, then into nothing more than a warm memory. Snow resumed, softer now, carrying glints of gold and quiet peace. Days later, wrapped in blankets and tea, the trainers smiled through weak tears. Eevee curled at their side. A living promise kept and new beginnings. The stones had offered paths, but Eevee had chosen heart. The shelter it made prove that love can become protection, and future waits open bright.